We're very fortunate today to see the statue of Charles I here in Trafalgar Square. It was meant to be destroyed. When Oliver Cromwell won the English Civil War, he got rid of a lot of riches. He gave them to friends and people, paintings and tapestries, and this statue was sold to Mr. Rivet, a brazier at Holborn. I know, Mr. Rivet, but then if you look back in those days, a lot of surnames reflected the profession: cook, butcher, so Mr. Rivet for a brazier was actually quite normal. But Mr. Rivet was told that he had to break this statue down and sell bits of metal. And Mr. Rivet subsequently started to sell jewellery and cutlery, which he said was made from this statue. The Roundheads and parliamentarians loved it because it reminded them of their victory over the Royalists. The Royalists bought the cutlery because it reminded them of their king who was beheaded. When Charles II came back to the throne, he tried to get back a lot of the things that were given away by Oliver Cromwell. Mr. Rivet suddenly said, well, actually, I've got the statue of your son, Mr. King. And so he did. In fact, he buried this statue in his yard. How he managed to hide it all those years remains a mystery, but he did. And he sold it back to the king, and the king placed it back here, looking down Whitehall to the site of his son Charles I's execution. So thank you, Mr. Rivet, for keeping this so that we can enjoy it today.